everything holy. I cannot get this. I can't. This is this. I can't get this voiceover to f***ing work. I'm so sick and I'm so tired of doing this voiceover 100 different ways. So essentially, I'm going to wing it here. And if this one doesn't work, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. I don't care anymore. So in this game, I had to forego a ton of traditions. I was able to live out 3 of my traditions: my Nora, my Judge Dredd scene, as well as my superhero landing scene that I always like to do. The way that this game works is it's called ones across the board, and you can probably imagine how this works. All my special stats are going to be set at 1. I am not allowed to use any perk points. I am allowed to level up because leveling up it works a little differently in Fallout 4 than it does in a couple other of the Fallout series. Essentially, leveling up just basically is like, okay, well, here's a little bit of extra health. I mean, I think I started off at 95 health, and I finished the game out at 115, so it doesn't really give me a whole lot of perks. I named myself Raven, set up 3 skills, so that way all 3 of my skills are, it's just super easy to take them down. I think I throw it all into Charisma, Perception, and Endurance. And then I accept, come out of the vault, use the cheat terminal that I use, and as you can see there, I'm everything's set to 1. Everything's all said and done. Now, I did try to keep track of my charisma checks as well throughout the game. I think this first charisma check that you have with Codsworth is just kind of one of those trial, ones where it's like, and it's just one of those opening ones. Like every time you pick a lock for the first time, it tells you. I don't think I've ever failed that charisma check, even with 1s. And immediately it became very apparent to me how this game works. The reason why I say it's almost immediately apparent is because when I'm fighting Dino, he's already a skull. Skinny Malone is a skull. Basically, I couldn't find ammo. I couldn't rank up my guns past the initial stages. And I couldn't upgrade my armor. I thought that maybe I'd find armor out in the wild that was already upgraded, and I can make adjustments. The only thing I found out in the wild was what are they called? Legendaries. And the reason why I only found legendaries, it was because I put the time and the effort in to defeat certain enemies. I mean, hell, look at this. I didn't have the money. I didn't have a way to make money, so I had to steal Kellogg's house key off of the mayor. And I did that after... I did it in the first try. I wasn't recording, but I did it on the first try, and I had to go back and redo it. Valentine was my best friend. He basically unlocked things for me. Like, if you know where you can find the big boy there, or the fat man there, it's really awesome. I did learn how to transfer very late in the game, legendary perks onto other. So basically, if you have a legendary gun, you can remove the legendary and add it to a gun that you're already using or that you already like. So that did technically help me out, as well as I was able to do that with. Although I was actually able to do that with armor. But the problem with the armor the problem with the armor is a lot of armor legendaries have like a +2 to endurance or a +1 to intelligence. I can't do that. This is called ones across the board. I cannot artificially inflate everything. Otherwise, it doesn't become, can I beat this game on 1? So yeah, I found out very early on that our ammo, guns, and just basically my life in general would be difficult. This was the last time that I was able to be like that accurate with a gun. I feel like the more you level up, the more you level up and the higher level you are, the more your stats actually do come into play, which makes the game a little bit more difficult. That guy I don't actually think says to shoot me. I think it's that dude. But I initially wanted to play with I wanted to play through as the railroad, and I wanted to beat the game as a railroad. But essentially what ended up happening was there's a mission where you start a rebellion. That rebellion, and this is where you see me just lose my mind on how I would have to quote unquote craft ammunition. I didn't cheat, by the way. The way I ended up crafting a lot of my ammo was basically I took what little I had in terms of crafting materials and crafted a gun or two. Now when you craft a gun or two, each time you craft a weapon, you also craft like 10 or 15 ammo 10 to 21 rounds of ammo. So say what I could have, crafted, 500 rounds for, I usually only got 200. I did get some stuff I could sell to Arturo to buy some more ammo, but with my charisma perk being as low as it was, I had a lot of problems. I was basically buying, like, because there's the wholesale where I can buy one round for $1, I'm basically buying PlayStation 5s now, where I'm paying $5 per round, and like I said, I didn't want to cheat. I did find this cool mod where it makes you nude. It was one of the few mods that didn't need Fallout 4 script editor, which I don't like and I don't like to use. I did a very inappropriate thing here when I got into the Institute. Yeah, you can just watch it here with my character interacting with a synthetic. It's I'll just put it to you this way: it's a very authentic mod. It is very anatomically correct. It is highly produced. It is it's a good lewd mod. It was my first lewd mod. It was a very good lewd mod. I also ended up adding on a interesting little Fallout 4 tidbit here. I added a perk sound. Basically, this is what happens when I level up. I was doing the dancing with Dogmeat. I'm crouching there. I'm dancing with them. But yeah, so I level up in some heavy metal plays. And like I said, I had to side with the Institute because one of the missions just was I couldn't get it to work. I couldn't get to load. My total playtime was 15 hours and 30 minutes. It would have been 12 or 13 hours, but I couldn't. Piper decides that she wants to flirt with me in the middle of us assaulting. Now, I know you see me quick save up in the upper left-hand corner there. However, that comes out of habit. I don't know if you guys have habits in these open-world sandbox RPGs, but anytime it comes to a charisma check, I always like to quick save because I've noticed that there are plenty of times where I would quick save and I wasn't actually recording. I tried something a little different this time around with quick saving. Oh, by the way, I lied. The mission that I was supposed to do, So there's two missions where you talk to the directorate, and I had tried to fix, quote unquote, the mission with the directorate on the first go around, which is supposed to be the second go around. But I asked Father to help me, help stop the violence and stem the violence after assaulting the Institute. He tells me that he'll see me in hell. Joke's on him. I had stolen his password at the very, very beginning when I first came into the Institute, and so I ended up beating Fallout 4. The one thing I will say about beating Fallout 4 with ones across the board is the game tries to basically you every chance it can get. It was so hard to play through. There were so many different challenges that I had to overcome. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Like I felt like I was playing on, I felt like I wasn't even playing on hard, or because like I know there's easy, normal, hard, very hard, and survival. I feel like this was semi-hard. This is like you just woke up groggy. I was able to do some traditions. This is actually a tradition that I love to do right here.
Citizen Mama, your crimes are multiple homicide and the manufacture and distribution of narcotics. How do you plead? Defense noted.
It's just like anytime I'm on top of a building with with power armor, I have to do the superhero landing here too. So I know that like I said, the game was very difficult. It was ridiculous. It was hard. I didn't like it. It was super challenging. It was more of a challenge than I thought it would be. Now I know you're probably looking in the upper right hand corner and you're like, why was that Parrot Gaming, the $sign Parrot Gaming? That's my Cash App. If you want to contribute to the making of these, if you want to maybe sponsor a video where I try to do something, give me a chit chat, let me know what's going on. We can maybe work something out to where you can be the sponsor of it. If you want to just drop me a 5 or a 10 or something like that, just a little extra money to help out goes a little while. I'm having a small little tough time, but that's I'll get into that if you guys want to talk about it later. Jethro197 is me streaming. If you like what I do, you can always listen to my podcast at Parrot Gaming Productions as well too on Spotify, iTunes, and all major platforms. I got a lot of great stuff coming down the pipeline. I think I want to do a playthrough where I'm Sheffield, as well as I want to go ahead and run around with Nikki Valentine, where I can go ahead and hang out with Nick Valentine and get Scooby-Doo on the Commonwealth, where basically I'm like, hey, check it out. So stay tuned to the detective files with Raven and Detect and Dogmeat and all those guys, and just I'll see you later. Like I said, I got some interesting things in the works for future episodes. I love your faces, and enjoy this small little clip here of me and Helios hanging out while I'm just kind of messing around with the game. I love your faces, everybody. I'll talk to you later.